Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the NDSS board and staff, I want to welcome you to our 35th annual NDSS Gala and Auction. Yes, I am wearing a ball gown in my living room, but that does not make me any less excited about what we are going to experience in the next hour. When I became the CEO and president of NDSS 2 years ago, I made a commitment to just what this evening is about: ensuring bright futures for adults with Down syndrome. I want to introduce you to my son, Mason, who is looking very dapper tonight, thanks to our friends at H-Bomb Ties. Mason will turn 9 in a couple of weeks and is the reason I was driven to join NDSS nearly 6 years ago. When I look at Mason, I envision the future I want for him and for all kids with Down syndrome. In my role, I get to see every day what his future can be as I work with the 7 NDSS staff members who have Down syndrome. And as I talk with families whose loved ones are growing up, becoming adults, and aging. No two experiences are the same, and our kids have a different version of what a bright future looks like. But I want to make sure NDSS is there for them and their families every step of the way. Thanks to you, we are addressing unmet needs, advocating for human rights, and providing opportunities to build community and raise awareness. This is truly the road ahead for me, and I am so grateful that we are on it together. In the next hour, you will be entertained and inspired. You will see examples of the impact of your dollars and the promise of what we can continue to do together. You may shed a tear, but I hope you will also smile and laugh and leave the event feeling so proud to be part of this NDSS family. We are certainly glad you are here. Now, without further ado, I'll turn it over to our MCs for the evening. Mason, are you ready?
Yeah.
The irreplaceable CK Sweat and NDSS's very own David DeSanctis.
Well, welcome to the 35th annual and very first virtual NDSS Gala and Auction.
I don't know about you, David, but I am super excited for the next hour.
Especially all the money we're going to raise for the Down syndrome community. You know, apart from starring in the movie Where Hope Grows, this is probably the coolest thing I've ever done.
Well, I've been helping with NDSS events for many, many years, and getting to do this with you definitely puts tonight at the top of the list. But enough about us. There are hundreds of folks out there who are really the ones making the magic happen tonight. We are so glad that you have chosen to join us. Here's what we've got in store for you this evening. We've got an amazing auction going on until about 8:55. So get out your phone or scroll down on your computer screen and make sure you are bidding throughout the event. I've got my gavel right here. Going once, going twice, sold. We'll be honoring the inimitable Tom and Rita O'Neill, and we'll dive into the details about the life-changing impact your donations are making for adults with Down syndrome. Lastly, we've got a very special guest joining us. Just wait and see. And during it all, we hope you'll be bidding on the auction and donating to the Fund the Future campaign. More on that to come. But now we're going to turn it over to a beloved guest who has a message from the heart for all of us.
Thank you, CK. We are so grateful to the wonderful sponsors of this event. Royal Financial, our entertainment sponsor, Pharma, the Charles Inglehood Foundation, Aaron's, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and Evergreen Trading. We also want to thank our premium table hosts, AWS, the Brogan family, Joe Fapoli and family, Annette and Joe Hoffman, the Goodwin family, the Lacey family, the O'Neill family, Laurie Walters and Hans Bode, as well as all our other wonderful table hosts, Larry and Carol Alderman and Leah and Harvey Buttenberg, Tiffany Barfield, and Alexander Stevens, the proud family of Chris Book, the DeSantis family, and the Real Hope Gross family, the DeSaney family, Equitable, the Fry Guy, John's Crazy Socks, the Wendy Gale Johnson family, the Pam Ham family, Mitch Taylor, and Ernest Matthews. Each of these hosts, each of these hosts are honoring someone special to them this evening. Please join us in acknowledging our table honorees.
That was genuinely inspiring. And of course, these are just some of the remarkable individuals with Down syndrome who are joining us in person or in spirit tonight. Whether your loved one was a table honoree or not, take a moment to give them a hug or send out some love to them if they aren't with you this evening. Our beautiful extended family is why we are putting in the work and commitment to pull off a virtual gala. Together, we are focused on the road ahead. If you haven't placed your bids on those auction items, now is the time to take a look and do so. It's not just the auction items that are leading our fundraising effort. We also have our Fund the Future campaign. If you've been to an NDSS gala before, you may be familiar with the paddle raise. Usually it's a moment in the event when we ask you to support the mission. Tonight's approach is more like a classic telethon. We want you to donate throughout, not just in one little segment. Perhaps you made a contribution at the top of the program, but then inspiration strikes and you want to give a little or a lot more. Well, we certainly will not say no to that desire. This year, we've given these very important donations a name: Fund the Future. This campaign is 100% tax deductible and will go directly toward funding NDSS programs that support individuals with Down syndrome and their families throughout adulthood and aging. We have some leadoff donations that I'm honored to recognize. A huge, an enormous, the biggest thank you to Bart and Betsy Goodwin and family for kicking things off with a sensationally generous donation of $25,000. This is the family that started it all, and we are so very grateful for their continued commitment. Thank you, Goodwins. Coming in at $10,000, Lynn and Rick McMillan, Nancy and John Donnelly, Rodney and Deborah Martin Family Fund, Debbie and Andrew Morris, the LaValle family, Charles and Patricia Nelson family, made in honor of Anthony Geegan, who I understand is joining us tonight. Wow. Thank you, everyone. We also have generous donations from Larry Port, Michael Smith and Amy Smith Moniz, Annette and Jill Halpern, Joe Frappilli and family, several donations from a team over at Morgan Stanley, including Tom Dwyer, Brian Riccardi, and Tom Schubert. We want to give a special shout out to the members of the SORC who have collectively contributed more than $22,000. How the heck about that? Thank you. Now, if you're sitting there wondering what kind of difference your Fund the Future donation will make, I'd like to now turn it over to NDSS Board Chairman Charles Symington, who will share a bit more about why your gifts are so important.
Good evening. As the current chair of the NDSS Board, I wanted to thank you for being part of tonight's event. As the father of a 7-year-old son with Down syndrome, I know firsthand the difference your generosity makes. As the leading human rights organization for all individuals with Down syndrome, NDSS takes very seriously our responsibility to our loved ones today and into the future. That's why we are expanding our work focused on adulthood and aging. That's why we are asking you to help fund the future by making a donation tonight. But don't just take my word for it. We'll let some friends of NDSS tell you in their own words just how much NDSS programs have meant to them. Thank you again for being with us tonight and for your generous support. Together, we can do even more in the years ahead.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and I am a proud member of the NDSS, the Board of Directors.
He double dash all day. Do God, do my best all day. Do deep that on birthdays. First do it. These me NDSS.
Great to see. Yes, and Blake loves to go to New York, and he loves to go to DC, but he walks. Oh my goodness, so much.
The Fry Guy means so much to him, and it means so much to us, and we are super appreciative of the opportunity that we've been given with the grant, and just the support overall of NDSS. It's just been amazing for us.
I was able to take communication classes and spend at university full every day. We feel like I was part of the school. I have lived and been born for a year. Amazing, right? I was able to go to college just like my brothers and sisters. I can do anything I decided to do. It is a great feeling. Thank you, NDSS.
The road ahead is the theme of this year's gala event, but in many ways it is the theme for everything NDSS is doing. 2 years ago, we celebrated our 40th anniversary. Since then, our staff and board have worked to shape what the next decade will look like for our organization and for the people we serve. Just as the event is focused on building opportunities and supports for adults with Down syndrome, it is a big part of where NDSS is focused on expanding programming in the years ahead. But we can't talk about NDSS and adults without talking about Jadine Ranzel. Jadine works part-time for NDSS as a senior advisor, focused on aging and caregiving initiatives. She often jokes that she's the grandma on the team, but the truth is she is most definitely the heart of the focus on adults and aging. Jadine was unable to join us to tell the story, but she did provide me some words for me to share with all of you. About 5 years ago, her son Matt was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and as fortune would have it, she found her way to NDSS. She brought us the idea for the conference that would focus solely on the needs of adults with Down syndrome, and our annual Adult Summit was born. But her contributions didn't stop there. She has been one of the key forces pushing us to do more in the adult space, to always remember those who feel forgotten in our community, and to better support our caregivers. To quote her own words, From our first adult summit in 2018 to now, NDSS has embraced my ideas and encouraged me to help lead the way in addressing the challenges parents and caregivers like me face when our loved ones become adults and are aging with Down syndrome. Many thanks to Jadine and to all of you. We are already impacting lives in so many ways through education, employment, health and wellness, community engagement, and aging. Your support is funding this important work, but there is much more that we can do. Together, we can truly fund the future for individuals with Down syndrome. As Jadine would tell you, every dollar will help advance our work to ensure individuals with Down syndrome, like Matt, can age with love, grace, support, and independence.
Currently, I am finishing a certificate in nonprofit management.
I get to belong to do off my pants and talk to them every week.
We are honored, like I said, to be a part of NDSS. It's our home base. Anything that is that locally that we don't have the resources for, we always go right to NDSS. So we are so thankful to everyone that contributes to NDSS and makes all of these programs possible.
We've been able to, in this short amount of time, reach so many people and gain so much support because of your generosity and your graciousness. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
It's great to be able to have a voice in the world, and NDSS helps me find that. We are so ready to be a part of it all. All this is possible because of your donations. Keep getting more donations, please. Thank you so much for supporting NDSS organization, and have a great evening. Thank you.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we do what we do. Now, it was extra fun to see some of my friends up there, but there are so many other people like them and like myself that you are helping by donating tonight. So keep funding the future. Keep
Absolutely,
bidding on
David.
those
David, it's incredible. And like the donations are pouring in. We want to thank, I'm going to read these off quick, so stick with me. Lori Walters and Hans Bald, Rob Tashoff, Audra Zuckerman and Mitch Rubin, Brandon Gruber and family, the Egan family, a donation in honor of Jake Eisenstadt, Justin Francis, Susan Orthy, Lori Ann Winter, Karen Eisenbach, Andrew Yeager, Michelle Lorch, Leslie Perlman. Hats off to you. Hats off to you. All these generous donations and those being recognized in the thank you bar somewhere below are funding the future. This is all pretty inspiring, right, David?
Yes, that is amazing. But also, what else is amazing is the performance that we're all about to have from Sarah Evans. So I'm a huge fan of country music. And Sarah Evans is one of the best, one of the greatest. And she's the perfect country singer there is. We couldn't even gotten her to perform but before us tonight without the support of our wonderful, perfect entertainment sponsor, Voya Financial. So here's Jessica Truman, head of Voya Care's Center of Excellence, to tell us a bit more. And while you're watching and listening, keep those bids and donations coming, guys. Like literally.
On behalf of everyone at Voya Financial and Voya Cares, I'm so thrilled to be joining you tonight and introducing this evening's entertainment. Voya Cares works each day to support individuals and families in disability situations. And while our team supports our NDSS families in special needs planning, our partnership with the NDSS allows Voya Cares to work on larger and broader initiatives like our new financial wellness guide that will benefit the entire disabilities community. We are proud to be the entertainment sponsor for this 35th annual NDSS National Gala and Auction, and to be walking alongside the entire Down syndrome community on the road ahead. In a moment, you'll be treated to the first of several performances tonight by multi-platinum entertainer Sarah Evans. As one of the 5 most played female artists of country radio over the last 2 decades, her #1 singles include No Place That Far, Suds in the Bucket, A Real Fine Place to Start, Born to Fly, and A Little Bit Stronger. Sarah has earned the prestigious top female vocalist accolade in the Academy of Country Music, as well as numerous American Music Awards, Billboard Music Awards, Country Music Association, CMT, and Grammy Award nominations. Last year, her landmark album, Born to Fly, celebrated its 20th anniversary, and we are so excited for her to perform her chart-topping single, Born to Fly, this evening. Sarah has continued to forge her bold creative path with the album Copy That, which opened at #1 on the iTunes country charts after being released last May on her own Born to Fly records. Voya Cares is thrilled to bring this wonderful performer to you this evening. And without further ado, please welcome our guest, Sarah Evans.
That was way out of this world. And you can bid on a guitar signed by Sarah Evans tonight. But you can also bid on some really amazing items that are all about individuals with Down syndrome. Like a certain movie star.
Indeed, David. A very cool auction item I want to highlight is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity brought to us by our very own David DeSanctis. The lucky winning bidder will get an insider's behind-the-scenes look at the 2014 motion picture Where Hope Grows with our very own David and cast and crew from the film. Directed by Chris Dowling and produced by Milan Chakraborty, Where Hope Grows is a heartwarming story about the unlikely friendship that develops between Calvin, a self-destructive former pro baseball player played by Christopher Polaha, and Produce, a young man with Down syndrome played by David. Look, this package includes DVD of the movie signed by David, movie poster signed by stars Christopher Polaha, McKaylee Miller, William Billy Zabka, and David, the green apron worn by Produce in the grocery store scenes, the audition script, honestly, this is so cool, and an on-set call sheet. But wait, that's not all. The best part of this item is the chance to connect directly with some of the cast and crew in an hour-long Zoom Q&A with director Chris Dowling, producer Milan Chakraborty, and stars Christopher Polaha and David. Bid big on this one. Look, I got the gavel, bid big. We've also, God, we got such good stuff. We've also got a gorgeous work of original art by Charlie French. This is a stunning 30 by 30 acrylic painting on canvas. It's titled In the Fathoms Below. Charlie French is an intuitive abstract artist who has an impressive portfolio of work. Charlie studied painting in London, Santa Fe, Dallas, and has sold art to private and corporate collectors around the world. The painting up for auction tonight was inspired by the song Fathoms Below from Disney's The Little Mermaid, with visual echoes of the sea and sky. This piece was created in 2020 and shown in Charlie's first NYC art show at Vanderplas Gallery. What beauty and depth to add to your home or office. And to continue, God, we have such good auction items. I just want to go on and on. To continue, our highly coveted auction items featuring adults with Down syndrome. We have the Design Your Own Socks package, thanks to NDSS board member John Cronin. I love John and his dad, Mark. All of our friends at John's Crazy Socks. I've been on stage with those two at so many events. We have the best time. They're just our incredible human beings, like world historical, incredible human beings. This lot. I mean, God, it's insane. This lot, it's back by popular demand. It's the ultimate John's Crazy Socks package. With John's Crazy Socks, if you don't know, you probably already know, but if you don't know, John's Crazy Socks is a father-son social enterprise inspired by John Lee Cronin, a young man with Down syndrome, and his love of colorful and fun socks, or what he calls his crazy socks, on a mission to spread happiness with their crazy socks, and it works. So much happiness. Over half the employees have a differing ability. How cool is that? The lucky winning bidder of this package will get to create their own design. You get to create your own design for a pair of John's Crazy Socks. Additionally, the winning bidder will get a tour of John's Crazy Socks facility with John and his dad and get lunch with the duo. The winning bidder will also, God, this is a great package, will also receive 100 pairs of their own custom socks that they made. Imagine holidays, like the next 3 years, when you're like, oh yeah, I made my own socks. Here's what I designed and give them. That's why this is so great. Or keep them all for yourself if you never want to have to think about your socks again. You'll have 100 of them. Look, and you're going to get like a box of John's Crazy Socks fan favorites. I just get so verklempt about this. It's so cool. So I understand the auction this year is funding something truly special.
That is exactly correct and right and true, CK. Tonight's honorees, Tom and Rita O'Neill and their family started the O'Neill Tabani Enrichment Fund at NDSS back inside of 2005. And this evening's auction is going to help support future scholarships through the fund. So remember, your bid doesn't just increase your chances of winning an awesome or perfect or magnificent item or experience. It will also provide all of the opportunities to adults with Down syndrome. Guys, it's the gift of Down syndrome that we celebrate. So to introduce our honorees and to share more about why these scholarships make such a difference in the world, here is our perfect president and the CEO, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, or even in the galaxy, is Candy Lane Picker.
This evening, we are thrilled to be honoring Tom and Rita O'Neill for their tremendous service to the Down syndrome community. Inspired by their son, Joshua, for more than 40 years, they have left their mark and empowered countless individuals and families across the country, including my own. Soon after Mason's birth, I was asked to join the board of the Down Syndrome Association of Northeast Indiana. I excitedly said yes and was thrilled to meet other parents and leaders in this space that could help me understand what this new journey was going to be like. Tom sat on the board at that time and we quickly connected. He became a mentor to me, helping me understand the Down syndrome community and the national landscape. When I was making the decision to join the NDSS team, Tom was one of the first people I wanted to talk to. I knew he understood how big of a decision this was, but also the possibility that went with it. I cannot thank Tom and Rita enough for being an influence on my life, but also the lives of so many. For over 4 decades, they have supported organizations focused on Down syndrome and other disabilities at the local, state, and national, and even international levels. Of course, NDSS has been one of those lucky groups. Tom served on the board of directors for 15 years, including 3 years as a chairman. But his legacy has lasted far beyond his board service. In 2005, with family friend Zishan Tabani, the O'Neills founded the O'Neill Tabani Endowment Fund at NDSS to provide scholarships for post-secondary education. Since its founding, more than $250,000 has been awarded, allowing 185 young adults with Down syndrome to take college courses, receive vocational training, or pursue a love of music, art, or cooking through an enrichment class. While Tom and Rita remain involved in the granting of scholarships from the fund, their son Noah and his wife Ashley, along with Josh, have taken the lead to continue its impactful work. Funds raised through the NDSS auction tonight will be used to expand the scholarships available in years to come. So please keep those bids coming. Tom and Rita, we are so pleased to have Josh, Noah, and Ashley, and so many of your friends and family join us in honoring you tonight. On behalf of my son Mason, the many young adults with Down syndrome who have received scholarships, and the thousands of families who have benefited from your service to our community, thank you. Because of you, the futures of our loved ones with Down syndrome are so much brighter.
I am very proud of my family.
Family is incredibly important to us. Families, capital letters for all of us.
Hi everyone, my name's Noah O'Neill. This is my wife Ashley. I'm Josh's younger brother. We're 3 years apart, and I live in Chicago, Illinois with 3 young kids ranging from 1 to 8 years old. And Josh and I grew up in Fort Wayne, Indiana, had a great upbringing, very supportive parents and family, and obviously, as evidenced by tonight in honoring my parents, they've done so much for my brother's development and growth, along with others, across the world for Down syndrome. And the National Down Syndrome Society has become and always will be an important part of their lives.
I met Tom 42 years ago at a Down syndrome conference. Our daughter, Carson, had just been born that year, and I had not gotten over an unpleasant hospital experience, receiving negative advice, antiquated information, and no support on dealing with an infant with Down syndrome. Rita and Tom have not only followed the strides of their son Josh, but they have also worked to encourage other families to advocate for greater educational opportunities for their inclusion in schools and other activities.
My relationship with the O'Neills goes way back, almost a half a century. My son Jason was born with Down syndrome 46 years ago, and I'm so happy to be able to celebrate all of the wonderful, enormous contributions that they have made to the world and to the world of understanding more about people with Down syndrome.
Tom and Rita do so much for the Down syndrome community, both locally and on a national level. They are tremendous ambassadors to NDSS for all families as well.
One of the things I think that was really important, and that was that Josh went to our neighborhood school. He didn't go in the little yellow bus that said special bus or special education bus. He went to school with the other kids. And he was on the bus with his brother. They were 2.5 years apart in age, but they're a grade apart in school, or they were a grade apart in school. But that helped normalize things with him. So Noah's friends saw Josh as one of the other kids who happened to be out there tossing the ball or catching the ball or getting kicked or whatever was happened to be going on.
In 2005, the O'Neills established the O'Neill Tabani Enrichment Fund. They were joined by C. Sean Tabani, a neighbor and good friend to Josh and Noah. This fund, which is very active today, provides funding to selected applicants to enable them to discover advanced education, train for a job, or pursue a lifelong dream, such as becoming a chef, photographer, or an artist.
When I think about post-secondary education, I think about how proud Josh is of his successes stemming from the program that he attended as a young adult. I love listening to him talk about how his brother stayed in-state for college, but he went all the way to the East Coast. So it makes me very proud to be associated with the O'Neill Tabani Enrichment Fund and know that the scholarships that the fund gives out are enabling other young adults to have that same sense of ownership and pride around their education that Josh does.
The endowment of the O'Neill Tabani Enrichment Fund sends a strong signal that the O'Neills feel passionately not only about the work that NDSS does, but also that they want to offer scholarship opportunities to other self-advocates throughout the country so that they can achieve their dreams, just as Joshua did many years ago.
We were doing some supporting ourselves, financial supporting for the NDSS at that time. And a friend of Noah's who had gone to NDSS events with us over the years wanted to do something financially supportive of the organization and the movement, and we came up with this Enrichment Fund. And it's called an Enrichment Fund and not a scholarship fund. It's a really important difference. A scholarship fund to us connoted more academics, and some people choose an academic route that apply to the fund for money, and others just do something to enrich their lives, to make lives more meaningful and significant for themselves.
I received the O'Neill Tabani Enrichment Fund to further my post-secondary education. I have been attending Onondaga Community College in Syracuse, New York for about 11 years. I am now 4 classes away from obtaining my goal of receiving my degree.
Thank you for the opportunity to be a scholarship winner.
Tonight, I want to dance. I want to dance with you.
I wanted to say thank you for the O'Neill family.
I'm attending Syracuse University. Through Inclusive U, I'm taking a bunch of courses in music education, and I'm also attending events and clubs at Syracuse.
My 3 years at ESU taught me many valuable lessons and gave me lasting friendships and great memories.
Thanks to time in his life, you continue to help so many kids. I am now living with my husband, working on getting a job. I love my life.
I was so honored to have been awarded an O'Neill Tabani Enrichment Fund scholarship. My studies align so well with my job as the Community Outreach Associate at the National Down Syndrome Society. Thank you so very much.
As a model in life, live, give, earn, and learn. This scholarship has helped me live my motto. Thank you.
You know, as you watch this event and you think about charitable opportunities or philanthropic opportunities for yourself or your family, you know, think about the NDSS O'Neill Tabani Enrichment Fund, if you would. It's a growing investment in the future of young men and women. It's a growing investment in the future of our society, to have them out in society.
Now, if that doesn't inspire you to keep bidding, I don't know what will. Oh, sorry, that was CK.
No, I mean, look, it's amazing the items that we have. David, what are the items that stand out to you?
Well, the items. Please don't miss a virtual book club party with humorist and author Dave Barry, virtual wine tasting, hotels, vacation homes, premier golfing experiences, and so much more.
It's really just, it's so special, and a big thank you to our Fund the Future donors. I can't tell you, well, actually, I can tell you, the donations have been rolling in. Jerry Hulick at $5,000, Winnie Lacey at $1,000, Amy Stewart at $1,000, Eileen Brogan at $1,000, Anthony Goskowski at $1,000, David and Amy Allen at $2,500, Christine Hersteller at $5,000, and Tom O'Neill at $10,000. I mean, we're making it work. We're making it work. That's what the NDSS does. It just finds a way. It always finds a way. But I'm an auctioneer. That's why I have this little wooden hammer. So I want to draw your attention to the bidding on the virtual cooking class and dinner with Chef Nicholas Stefanelli of the Michelin-starred Masseria in Washington, D.C. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Think about this. Masseria earned its first Michelin star in 2016 in Washington, D.C., which was the first guide of that city. The winner of this unbelievable luxury experience will have a 60 to 90-minute Zoom call with a Michelin-starred chef, during which chef will cook a delicious Italian meal rooted in the traditions of Southern Italy right alongside you with heartfelt hospitality. Not only that, but the day before the event, Chef Stefanelli will send you and your guests a beautiful basket of fresh menu ingredients and premium pantry items, along with his award-winning recipes. 2 households of friends. So you and your favorite people, maybe you could auction off the second one. I don't know. Bring me on. I'll be your auctioneer. And can participate in this fun and hearty feast. It's for a total of 8 guests. Together with Chef Stefanelli, you will select a menu based on seasonal offerings. What a delicious opportunity. It's just really, really, really special. Now, those are some of the auction items. Also, we have our David DeSanctis item. We have afternoon cruise on Long Island Sound. We have the star of the NYC Buddy Walk. We have the pink tourmaline and diamond pendant. We have the Alex Berman sandals. And we just got another donation from Susan Orthy. So, thank you so much. And I know I've mentioned it before. I'm going to mention it again. But the David DeSanctis charity auction item is something that you will cherish your entire life. It's one of those things where you're not only getting all this physical stuff, but being able to be on that Zoom and talk to the team that put it on, just how they envisioned it, their ideas. And look, Chris Palaha, he was recently in the Wonder Woman movie. 1984 will be the new Jurassic World movie. So for that reason and so many more, bid on that items. While you continue bidding and giving, we've got a very special guest in the house. Isn't that right, David?
That's right, CK. I'm proud to introduce a special greeting from Chris Book, which I have met twice in my life. When I was very young, close to a baby, and the other one was the 50th reunion of his show of Life Goes On. Then Chris has been a friend and a global ambassador for Ndss for years. He's also an actor, much like myself. We are so excited and pumped to have him with us tonight.
Hi everyone, it's Chris. I am so excited to be with you tonight to celebrate the work Ndss is doing to support adults with Down syndrome, like me. You may remember me from a show called Life Goes On. For 4 years, I played Cookie Thatcher as he went through high school. My character and his parents worked to make sure Corky had the right to many of the same things Ndss is still advocating for: an inclusive education, a rewarding job, good health care, and the ability to marry the person you love. Tonight, we are celebrating the bright futures that adults with Down syndrome have, in large part because of the work you make possible by supporting Ndss, and I am proud that I have been able to model a bright future through my work as an actor, advocate, and global ambassador for Ndss. I hope you are having a great time this evening, and I hope you are giving generously to the fund, the future campaign. Your donations make all the difference in ensuring our human rights and showing the world exactly what people with Down syndrome are capable of. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of your night. And thank you for supporting the work of Ndss.
As Chris just said, your donations and bids tonight will create and sustain bright futures for individuals with Down syndrome. We are so grateful to announce some more generous Fund the Future donors. We have, let's see here. I mean, we've had such great responses. Again, Wendy Lacey, Amy Stewart, Eileen Brogan, Anthony Guskowski, David and Amy Allen, Tom O'Neill. I know I've said those names before, but It's incredible. So keep those donations coming in. And one thing I have to emphasize, there was a bit of confusion. There is no live auction tonight. It's all out. So at no point in this program will I ever say, okay, we're opening the bidding now. So go to our auction platform, look through that list, bid. And we're going to keep the auction open until 9 just so we get people in there. So you're not going to ever see me going, hey, well, all right, sir, now what are you going to give for them? I got a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and a 10, a 10, a 10, a 10. Like, I wish we were doing that, but we'll have to wait till we're back in person. So go into the platform. All of our auction items are there. There's no different tiers of auctions. They're all right there. Bid. Keep donating to fund the future. Now, the generosity is not limited to those fund the future gifts. You are all really coming through in this auction. Because remember, every bid will benefit the O'Neill Tabani Enrichment Fund scholarship program. So dig deep. The auction, look, closing at 9. Just know that we are not going to give you a countdown because you know how to count to 9. But make sure you watch your favorite items so you can place your closing bids. While you continue to battle it out for the best cause ever, we've got another hit song from Sarah Evans.
I want to know who the lucky person is that is going to be to getting the signed guitar. No. And if you want to bid on it for me, please just let me know. Please. Thank you. No. Please, just let me. CK, I think it is almost time to close the auction.
Well, lucky for all of our potential bidders out there, we are extending the auction time a whole hour. So that means that you out there have an opportunity still to win the Michelin-starred Masseria Chef Stefanelli experience. And that's for 8 people. So, let's say you bid up to $5,000, 8 people, that's like a nickel a bite. That's a deal. With a Michelin-starred chef, it's so cool. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, bid on the David DeSanctis item. It's just one of those things where you're going to cherish that forever. And we were going to give you some grand totals. Here's the thing is, like, already to this point, we've raised over $300,000. We're almost to $325,000 with the auction because we're extending it for that hour up till 9 p.m. Eastern time. I think we're going to get to $350,000, which was our goal. I mean, David, how cool is that?
Well, are we?
Oh, here's the thing: is you and I, we're just freestyling right now. And David, I just want to say what a pleasure for everybody watching at home. I want you to know this about David. We did 3 rehearsals, and David was an absolute star, and he made me better at my job. David, it's been such just a professional pleasure for me to be able to work on this side by side with you over the last couple of weeks, getting our script right, getting our repartee right. And, it's just one of those tough things because we are going off script right now, which you and I hadn't practiced, but that's just the way that these fundraisers go. We're going off script. And I think it's all really, really cool. So do you have any last thoughts that you want to share with the NDSS community before we send it over to our fearless leader?
Yeah, I do. No, I just love the National Down Syndrome Society way too much. I love Candy Pickard. I love my boss, Colin Hatcher. I love her boss's boss, Sarah Goldberg. And I even love the tech people that who has been helping me for the past 2 weeks to get this set up and ready and go. I just love this event, and I'm already working on on next year's Gala's theme.
And it's really special stuff. And David, I just realized that I made a big mistake because when I was told we were extending it to 9, I forgot that I'm in a different time zone than you are. And so I got confused just because these virtual events are hard, even with all the practice. And so the fact is, get your bids in. Everybody get your bids in. Do it. And like that is virtual fundraising in a nutshell. The auction. Yeah, David, do we have a total just yet?
Yes, we do. No, CK. Together we have raised $125,000 for the Down syndrome community. Thank you, everybody. This is amazing. 325,000.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. David, I don't know about you, but I'm just proud. I take pride in what we're able to do as part of this community. And difficulties aside, I know that I had difficulties getting my times right, but the thing is, at the end of the day, $325,000 makes such a difference for this community. So keep those donations rolling in. David, I can't wait till you and I get to be in the same room again together. Fundraising, it's just been such a pleasure. And so in closing, I want to thank all of you, everybody on behalf of the entire team at NDSS for being here with us tonight, for supporting NDSS programs, for so generously being part of the NDSS family. To close it out, I'm going to turn it back over to Candy.
Wow. Thank you for sharing the last hour with us. The Pickard family certainly enjoyed ourselves. We definitely laughed. We loved hearing Sarah Evans perform. And I'll admit, I got a bit emotional at times. But this is why we do what we do. Our community deserves people like you working and giving to make their lives full, joyful, and meaningful. This evening, you donated funds that will help NDSS expand programs that are focused on education, employment, health, aging, and resources to support the caregivers. Today, adults with Down syndrome have more opportunities and live longer, fuller lives than they did even 10 years ago. And when Mason is an adult, I know that thanks to you, his future will look even brighter. Thank you to our sponsors and our table hosts, to CK and David, and to everyone who donated or bid on the auction. And to each of you who is helping us fund the future, and to those who shared your time and your stories to make this such a meaningful event. And of course, thank you to Tom and Rita O'Neill and their family. Thank you for letting us shine a light on your unwavering commitment to the Down syndrome community. Please enjoy one last song from Sarah Evans, and don't forget to join us on the dance party on Zoom. Thank you again, and good night.